Yo, well, I even messed that part up. Yo, Wellness Posse, Allie Waddell. Welcome to Wellness Posse Wednesday. I already made Jess laugh within the first 5 seconds. Facebook has changed. It used to do this countdown 3, 2, 1, so I was like on it, and now it doesn't do that anymore. So it's like, surprise, we're on. I'm here with my boy Jess Martin for Wellness Posse Wednesday. I'm super excited to have him. He is the leader, the sweaty hug king of Austin. He owns Stronghorn Fitness. Oh, we almost lost you there. And we're going to talk about Jess's very interesting story to what he's doing now and why I'm to blame for that.
Yeah, there's actually a lot to that. Thanks for having me on.
So, Jess, introduce yourself to the Wellness Posse.
Hey, my name is Jess Martin. I own Stronghorn Fitness. Been at it for about 4 years now. Local Austinite and sweat enthusiast. All things hugging, high-fiving, and smiling, I guess.
Yes, Jess seriously does have probably the best attitude of most people that I've ever met in my life. And that's why we've always really connected and gotten along, because we do not take anything seriously.
No, not really. All about the silver linings, you know? I don't like that middle part of the cloud.
Yeah, fuck that part. Don't look at the gloomy part, just look at what's around it. So, I think we should go into the backstory. Me and Jess have actually known each other, I was guessing, for like 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, it's been a hot, old pure days.
Old pure days. Not sure what happened there, sorry. Yeah, back in the day when I used to work at, I still work out of Pure Austin. We both still work out of Pure Austin. You're welcome, Beto.
Probably not the best business model for Stronghorn Fitness. I work out at Pure.
Well, we work out on our own and at Pure.
Everywhere you gotta go.
Everybody gotta go. And we just kind of became friends, and he was doing what I like to call the hot boy workout, which included shoulder shrugs and bicep curls.
Arms all day, every day.
Bench press, shoulder shrugs, and some bicep curls. And I said, come on, brah. Maybe let's pick up a kettlebell.
Wasn't when I called you, did your screen pop up as me just flexing my chest?
Yeah. For a long time, his screensaver image was just doing his strap flex because it was so awesome.
I love Shrug Day. It's a good day.
It was a good day. So tell us kind of, how did you get to, tell everybody where you were, kind of how did you get to start Stronghorn, because this is not what you envisioned yourself doing, I think, when you were younger
No,
Jess.
when I was
baby Jess.
When I was going to Baylor for my computer science degree, I didn't envision myself swinging kettlebells in a field. When I graduated from school, I went and I did the normal job office thing. I went and I ended up working in software by a long roundabout way, but I made it to where I was actually using my degree. And then did software sales for a long time, startup companies here in Austin. Went to IBM for a while and actually did the just very typical corporate environment. And then kind of had a little, I got what I thought was my dream title. I was
what?
the VP of sales.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was it. I was like, woo, made it, yay. And I was 32, 33 years old, and I was like, I'm ahead of the game here. I got this is awesome. And then I realized I hated everything about that. And
which is about the time I met you.
Yeah, right about then.
Yeah. He was like, I'm doing really well, but I'm not super jazzed about what I'm doing at all.
I was more of a just happy on Saturday guy.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of days during the week to be unhappy. And so I knew there was something better out there, and my job at that point, when I started to really kind of embrace what I got myself into, my job started to suffer, my mental clarity started to suffer, my energy levels were suffering, everything. And so I just basically quit. I stopped everything, got out of software altogether, dabbled in looking back into it, but realized that I was just trying to do the same thing with a different outcome.
Yeah.
And so I basically, through lots of support with family and friends, started doing free workouts on Saturdays out at Zilker Park, and then that turned, or Austin High actually was where we started, and then we got too big and too many dogs, and I don't like all the poop, so we had to move somewhere else that allows dogs, and we pick up all our poop. Right?
Public service
Yes,
announcement. Pick up your poop.
We pick up our poo. You should too. But no, I did that. I did that in 2013 in March. Was it March 4th of 2013? I had three clients, and and no idea what I was doing. But I was smiling ear to ear. I was laughing. I was like, I'm high-fiving people for a very small living.
Kind of living.
But you know, I have to thank my software career because it afforded me the opportunity to start Stronghorn and basically not pay myself for a year.
Yeah.
Where I could literally just live off savings and start this thing and make sure that it actually has some momentum. And now we're all over Austin. We just hired some new trainers. We've got yoga and run stuff, and we've got all kinds of events like the flip and slide we just did. Just all kinds of good stuff now. And now it's just, now I really can make a living and smile and laugh and hug and sweat and goof off.
Yeah, where do you see Stronghorn going from here?
Then short term, we have a lot of new projects we're doing. We just launched our online offering. Yoga's really starting to take off.
The online stuff is really, really neat. We'll link to it.
It's really nice because we get to, it's all customized. It's not you don't just buy a program that's pre-made and said, here, do this to the best of your ability. It is a weekly check-in. You're on the phone with your trainer. You're customizing that workout. You're going over your goals, specifically what equipment is available to you. Lots of our guys online travel a lot. And so they're constantly in different cities, and they'll just literally, wherever they land that week or whatever hotel they're in, they'll text their trainer or their online coach, this is what I got, talk to me. We'll build out a program just from that. So it's really, that's been a lot of fun the last few months we've been after it, and it's really starting to blow up.
Yeah, and so the Stronghorn Yoga is also semi-new, and you do the stretch sessions on Wednesdays.
Started, so on Wednesdays and Sundays. Sundays is at Alta's on the docks, where we watch the bats come out and all that afterwards. And then that's in the evening at 7:30. I can't remember which one time it is. And then the same time on Wednesday 7:30 at Alta's as well, but on the dock. Not the dock, but the patio.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we do that every week. It used to be every other week just on Sundays, and it's kind of starting to grow.
Yeah, a lot of people coming out. It's fun. So what would you say is kind of, what makes your kind of idea around what wellness means or fitness means different kind of than most people that you would work with?
I don't necessarily say it's dramatically different. I don't think anything's really revolutionized fitness in a very long time. You still have to work out, you still have to eat healthy and all that stuff. I think how we take our approach is that we don't have a one-size-fits-all type approach. I'm a big believer in helping someone find their journey rather than saying, I've got all the answers. You come to me, I'll take care of you. I don't believe in that.
I am your guru.
I am the end-all be-all of fitness and wellness.
Have you seen me?
Yeah. Shall we have pizza and drink wine? No, but the whole, I mean, like, we take a much more kind of approach of like, look, if we're not the expert in what you need or what you enjoy and want to do, then we're not trying to force that box on you. We'll point you in the direction. I've tried to be as knowledgeable as I can about all aspects and all different methodologies. Yeah. But even then, I mean, I don't have all the answers, and nobody does. It's just a matter of trying to help that person on their journey. So I think we focus more on your lifestyle and trying to shift it in a healthier manner rather than say, I've got the perfect program for you. I know exactly how much weight you need to lift. I know what kind of diet you need. It's not so much that, it's more of it's just an organic process. And I think when we take that approach to fitness and wellness in general, you get so much more from it because you're constantly changing and testing and see what works and see what doesn't and go down that path rather than say, somebody blazed this one, go for it.
Everybody fits down that lane.
Yeah, no, not so much. So
CrossFit for everybody. And paleo and keto.
That's it, yeah.
Everybody.
All the fats and marrow.
Only drink bone broth for the rest of your life.
That's good.
Delicious. So we've kind of had a discussion that I think is really interesting. It's actually one of the reasons why you kind of started a separate event company, which is, I'd like to hear your kind of explanation around the competitiveness in the fitness industry.
Oh yeah.
And what
that route. We're to go there, huh?
Yeah.
Just for everybody to see?
Yeah,
okay.
We are, because that's what I like to talk about.
No, that's great. So, and I think coming from my background is different. I do this because I love it. And I have I guess maybe I have this mentality that I could, if this, for whatever reason, doesn't work out the way I want it to, I can shift and do something else. Yeah. I don't ever feel trapped or boxed in this because I made a huge shift in my early 30s which is not usually the time somebody makes a big life 180-degree shift from software to fitness. But I do this solely for the purpose that I get enjoyment out of it, and I get enjoyment out of helping other people. And I think that allows me to kind of take the competitive nature out of it. And that's why I say, but like, if I don't have the answers, I will point you to someone who does. That's why I try to be as engaged and friendly and talk to all the owners and all the trainers I can, even if they're my direct competition. If they can do something better than me, I will gladly send you clients, I will send you referrals and people, because if you can do it better than me, that person will appreciate that more. And you know, hopefully they say, oh, I've got a great guy named Jess, go talk to him. Even if he's not the guy for you, he sent me over to, you know, blah, blah fitness, and I love it over here. You know, I don't want to be selfish with people. I don't feel the need to try and trap people or lock people in. That's why we don't have contracts or anything like that. We very much are, if this works for you and what we do works for you, that's awesome. Let's roll with it. If not, let me help you find somewhere else to go. Let me help you find that path, because I'm way more concerned that you actually are on that journey rather than me trying to force you down mine, like I said, with, you know, trailblazing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So,
how do you think we could help to kind of lessen that? Do you feel like there's a way to lessen that competitive nature between
it's
fitness
really
professionals?
hard because, and I say that because I come from a different background where it's like I was very competitive in software with my you know, our competition, but then I came to the fitness and I just have a different view. It's not the only thing I've done. It's what I choose to do. So I don't feel stuck. I don't feel like I need to hold on to people. I don't feel like I need to like...
It's like scarcity, like these are my people.
I'm not trying to capture market share and all that kind of stuff. It's just like, all right, I want to help people. If you're open to being helped, I will gladly do that. If not, that's fine. There's 150 people moving here a day.
I think there's plenty.
Someone else, you know, like there's a lot to go around. As saturated as Austin is in the wellness and the fitness industries, there's still people out there joining every single day by the truckloads.
Completely.
And so there's just no shortage of that. I don't see any reason to be so competitive where you have to just be cutthroat and, oh, heaven forbid, badmouth some other fitness methodology or something like that. I just don't. I see the good in everything. Every gym in Austin, every trainer in Austin has good and bad.
Yeah.
And I try to promote just the good, and the bad comes out. You don't need to talk about that. So just build it up, and let's all get in this together. I think it's actually Jeremy Thiel told me. I mean, it's a common phrase, but it really sunk in with me when we had one of our little group meetings, and it was all ships rise when the tide goes up. Yeah. So if we all collectively do this, we can do so much better than one person being super successful and just trampling on everybody else. Mm-hmm. It's better if we all come together and kind of raise everybody up. Then we have the fittest city in America, Austin, Texas. Come on, people.
But you see that in general happening kind of around wellness, I think, across the board, at least in the United States, is that it's getting out there. Like, it's slowly, fitness is like a big thing in Austin and has been for a while, but you see populations and people getting into it that you typically didn't see. Yeah. And that is because it's kind of this groundswell of like, everybody knows they're supposed to work out and we're supposed to move well and we're supposed to find the people. And, I really do believe, or share that belief with Jess, is that you're not the only person. You should never be the only person for your clients. Yeah. Like, it takes a team to help a person. Absolutely. And you might be the right fit for a person for a number of years, and then they might just want to do something different. Yeah. And allow them to do that, please.
If you want to do Olympic lifting, I've got a guy for you.
Yeah.
If you need serious...
You want to do gymnastics? If
not
you
me. Not my specialty.
I don't know. He has a pretty strong handstand.
That wobbly at best. But even with diet, nutrition, I've had, and there's multiple people come to me and be like, I need diet help. I need this. Like, well, this is kind of what I do, and this is how I believe that everybody should, start and that kind of stuff. If you need something way more detailed and daily and like to go into all the macros and all that kind of stuff, talk to Allie Waddell. And I'll send people with you all the time just because that's not my specialty. Yeah. I wouldn't even know where to begin to charge somebody for that. So I'm like, okay, well, here is a professional that specializes in that area. Yeah. I will go talk to her.
Yeah, and then I have people that come to me that want more. They like the community boot camp style training, which is not what I do anymore. I just don't do it anymore. And so I send everybody to Jess because If there's one thing Jess has been amazing at, it is building community and building a really tight-knit group of fun, energetic, not serious.
It should be fun.
Like, come on. Like, everybody's having fun, even though it's sucking really bad.
Yeah, we all bond in the mutual misery of being out of breath and all that. Yeah, the mutual suck fest is well, that sounds not so appropriate. I don't think that should.
Your mom's gonna appreciate it.
Damn it! This is live. But no, it is. We pride ourselves in being, and that's again why we don't have our contracts so that, because we want the good, positive energy. We want people to show up because they want to be a part of that workout in that community, not because they've signed up for 6 months and they're 4 months in and haven't been yet. And they're like, what the fuck is this? What am I doing here? This sucks. This sucks, doesn't it? Oh, another round? Can you believe you make me do another round? That just drains the shit out of the energy. I don't want you there.
Yeah.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Go somewhere that you're happy to be.
Yeah.
And the whole community and the whole group just works out so much better when people want to be there.
Yeah.
And you're not forcing anybody to do anything, but when you lock them in on these long-term contract things, if they go every day, great, then they got a great deal.
Yeah.
But 90% of those people don't. And then 2 or 3 months in, they get upset. They're like, why am I spending this money? Oh, better go.
Yeah.
This sucks. I don't want to be here, but I'm paying for it.
Well, I mean, that's the big gym economy right there. Like, can we only have 40% of the people that sign up ever walk into the door? This is awesome. Monthly, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah, well, that's the Planet Fitness model, right? Where they have 3,000 members per gym, but only 300 capacity. Yeah. They literally could not fit their members in there at any one time. So, I mean, that's...
But they give you Tootsie Roll Pops.
But it is bagels and pizza. They keep you coming.
Job security.
They keep
it's
them
called job security.
But I mean, even at the end of the day, they're offering a gym for a very cheap price. Yeah. So I see the benefit in having Planet Fitnesses, and there's just benefits across the board for everything. And I don't mean to badmouth every single gym that offers contracts. Contracts are great. If you know you're going to be there and you're getting a huge deal because you sign up for long term, by all means, that's awesome. Yeah. To save the money, get your return on investment there. But it's for us, you know, we don't have brick and mortar, we don't have overhead. We pay the city to use the parks, and so it's very inexpensive for us to have a session. Yeah. So we don't feel any need to overcharge people or have a $200 boot camp, because it's just like that would. I mean, yay money, but we want more happy people than there is Jess's happy bank account. That's why all the money. I don't even want to get into all the details, but like, I make sure everyone that is a part of Stronghorn gets the lion's share of everything all the time. That's just, it makes everybody happier. It makes the trainers eat at ease more, and when they're not stressing out about making payments, it's a way better environment for them putting on for those people that want to be at the workout. Yeah.
What do you wish wellness professionals, what conversation do you wish wellness professionals were having with their clients that you don't hear them having?
I think I'm going to have to circle back to the I'm not a professional at everything. I don't know everything. Yeah. So I try to know as many people that are. And if you're in the wellness community, whoever you are, trainer, owner, anything, you know people everywhere. Yeah. You know, you have to. It's part of the business. You have to know other trainers. You have to know other instructors. You have to know other owners. You have to know nutritionists, dietitians, all this. You have to know those people. They're just in the circles, whether you want to know them or not. You're going to know who they are. Use them. It's not an in some with me game. Like I know I don't know everything. Yeah. And so as long as I make sure that I'm an expert in my fields, and if those fields are what you need, I'm your man. Yeah. But if not, I've got someone for you. Yeah. And that's never, I think it just comes back to the fear of losing clients is so overwhelming that it scares people away from letting them even like go participate in other
thing, any modality. Yeah,
it's like,
what do you mean you're going to start doing spinning?
You're skipping this to go to spin? Like, dude, it's a spin class. It's like, it's not
even the same.
That's not what you're doing. Let it go. You got, and even if they're going to Camp Gladiator, if they're going to Motivate, if they're going to Stronghorn, they're going to Relentless, they can have memberships at all of them. Great. If they see value in all of them, good. If you're good enough at your job, you won't be replaced. Yeah. If you're getting replaced, either be better at your job or maybe that's not your expertise. Yeah. And then, find an expertise and be the best at that.
Yeah, and if you feel like you're losing a lot of clients to other things, you need to have a really good exit interview with some clients because there's something going on. And if you can't drop your ego enough to realize that it's not about you, it's actually about your clients.
Yeah, it's weird.
In the
Ego
end.
is quite prevalent in this industry.
Shocker.
It's weird.
So
I don't know why.
surprising
But it's odd.
that a completely aesthetic-driven
Right? I don't know. How my
business
traps,
is.
my traps good. My traps
Traps are solid. Traps are solid. What do you think 3 things are that everybody could do for their health for like a quick and easy, like what biggest bang for the buck?
I am a big proponent of sweating every day. I mean, honest to God, like
Yeah.
even if it's just go out when it's hot, walk outside for 10 minutes. You'll start sweating. Your shower will feel better. You'll feel productive. You've done something. You get some sunlight on your skin. You won't get cancer immediately, I promise. But you know, go out and stay in the shade if you need to. Like whatever it takes, just get out and do something. Being outside and just breaking a sweat is imperative for me. Mental state, for physical, just to move your body. We get so ingrained in sitting and working and doing all that where you just kind of forget to go be outside and do something. And you can go to a gym and work out. You can sit at a desk all day and eat, and you know that could be your fitness. But think about how much time you're spending inside. Like go out, walk, do something. Also, the easiest things I tell people to start is when they ask me what they should be eating. I say just don't cut. You don't have to cut sugar totally out. Like I know. Let's get realistic a little bit, but cut way back on it. No candy, none of that crap. Just stop eating crap food. You're an adult. If it's got a cartoon on the box, it's not for you anymore. You gotta let it loose. Just get rid of it. And I can't even take credit for that. That's Dan John said that. I'm sorry, I was starting to say, I was like, I should probably give credit for that. He has a great article that he wrote, and he was just like, I'm not even gonna talk about diet because you're an adult.
Yeah.
Fucking eat like one. If it's got a cartoon on it, don't even pick it up.
Yeah.
That and then sodas. That seems to be like, just drink water. It's
so amazing
like,
that people still drink soda.
I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. It's got no benefit. Maybe a little dopamine release.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, just have a piece of fruit, drink some water. Good.
We're gonna get real here for a second with Jess Martin
Okay.
though, because you just said something about eat like an adult. And when I met Jess Martin,
Oh, come on.
I will tell you, I am not kidding. This was the statement. I don't eat vegetables. What do you mean you don't eat vegetables? I don't eat what vegetables? Any vegetables. Well, like any vegetables cooked any way? Yeah, don't like vegetables. I was like, oh Lord. And then when I moved to California and he finally started eating vegetables, he would send me photos of Brussels sprouts. And he was like, oh my God, I actually like broccoli if you char it really well.
You should have rephrased. I actually like broccoli ash. I'm a
Yeah,
big
it
fan
was
of
like basically burnt
cook
broccoli.
it to dust, and that's good stuff right there.
Just straight carbon.
Oh yeah, but no, I've gotten really better with that. And
You
that
have.
was,
And then I came back and I went over to his house and he was having breakfast and it was like all vegetables. And I was like, Jess is being an adult. Good job.
Adulting so
Yeah.
hard. But
What-
no, yeah,
what was
my
that
diet has changed
transition?
quite a bit. Well, I've always been the tall, skinny kid.
Yeah.
Always, always, always. I went to college my freshman year. I was 6'3", 150 pounds. I was
That is
just
skinny.
tall and skinny. I'm now 6'3", 205, 205, something like that. So I've changed my diet a lot as I've gotten older. In 20 years, it's been 20 years. I just did that math in my head. 20 damn years. Ugh. So over the last 20 years, I've changed. I was just eat everything I get my hands on because I was trying to gain weight. And
Yeah.
at that time, when you're 22, 25,
You can eat whatever.
really, I was just like, I could not put weight on. It's very hard for me to put weight on now, but I'm only focused on good weight.
Yeah.
I don't want to bulk in the winter and shred in the summer and that kind of crap. I very much, my diet now, you'd be very happy, is a lot of vegetables and proteins and healthy fats.
Yeah.
And I don't shy away from carbs at all. In fact, I eat a good bit of carbs, especially before I have intense workouts and stuff like that. And I'm not near as meticulous with my diet as a lot of people are.
But you're,
Luckily, I have
you're
metabolism.
generally clean. I mean,
Absolutely.
I
I
mean,
make
you're real clean,
almost all
and
my
you
meals.
and talk about your drinking situation now.
Oh, yeah.
As compared to how it used to be when
Yeah.
we used to.
lot.
We both used to drink a lot.
So again, Mom
Mom.
might be on this. So sorry. But I did. I used to drink a lot, especially when I was in software. I hated what I did. And I didn't realize it so much because I thought it's just a job. You're supposed to hate your job, right?
Yeah.
But it was a Wednesday through Sunday. You're drinking pretty heavily, and then even in the last year, I cut way back because I realized I was drinking a bottle of wine a night because that was my wind down. I would work
Literally wind down.
Literally. But I'd work hard during the day and work all day long, and I'd come home after my workout or whatever, or teaching, and I'd want to just sit there, not speak, and have wine and watch crap TV until I got tired and went to bed.
Yeah.
But more often than not, if I opened a bottle of wine, I was going to finish said bottle of wine.
Yeah.
And that happened. It was a cycle. I mean, not bad. It wasn't like I was fiending in a closet in the dark by myself or anything. But I was actively spending quite a bit of money on wine, under the guise of red wine.
Yeah.
Antioxidants.
It's fancy. It's fancy and healthy. The Surgeon General says you're supposed to drink it for heart health.
Great. But now I don't drink during the week at all. I basically just said that's excessive. There's no point in doing that. It wasn't. It was just a routine. It was how now it's tea, or something. I just needed something to help me relax. I discovered kava tea, which is very relaxing.
So good.
It puts me right to sleep, and that's it. So it's nice to be able to. Oh, and that's not it. That's like completely changed how I feel throughout the week, and I have way more energy. I don't wake up groggy. It's a whole game changer when you can take a step back from alcohol in some capacity. Yeah. I'm not telling anyone to shut down the alcohol consumption. Yes, it's very good for you to do that, but for the person, especially in Austin, as social as this town is, as big a nightlife and music scene and stuff that goes on in this town, it's hard to just completely cut it out of your life.
Yeah.
You can strategically do it. Yeah. You can choose what you drink. You can choose when you drink. And that's kind of what I did. I just had to sit. I was like, look, that's too much. Quit that. Sunday to Thursday, no booze. Mm-hmm. Friday, Saturday, wheels off. No, I'm just kidding.
Not really.
Just not so much. But it is. I mean, sometimes you do. Like on last weekend, we had our flip and slide, and that was a lot of beer drinking going on.
Yeah. There's a lot of flip cup
all day.
because his team made it to the finals.
That's right.
Lost by just this much to the guys in the jorts.
They earned it.
They did good. But I was like, are we surprised the bros and the jorts won the flip cup?
They got second last year. We beat them last year. They beat us this year. Which means next year.
It's on.
Big thing. But I think drinking, and I was drinking a lot. And I always have. Like even through college, I drank a lot of alcohol, but it wasn't ever like I'm just a binging every night guy. I just would have more than you probably should in one sitting.
Yeah.
And too many times, and so I just cut it out, and it's made me feel really good. I think cutting back on any vice like that is good, especially if you just cycle out of it. Like if you do something every day, stop it for like a month.
And just
Start
try.
the breathing, eating, drinking water. Keep those going.
Only unhealthy.
But other than that,
healthy stuff keep doing.
Stop it for a while. See if you're not. I mean, that's a good way to gauge. Like even sugar, try to cut that out. Give that a shot.
For a month.
See how you feel. Just for a week. Yeah. She gives you headaches. You're like, oh, I was really addicted to this crap.
Or caffeine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Another good one.
Yeah.
Stopping drink. I've severely cut that back on my drinking in the last year, and as a former raging party girl for most of my life, I did not know I was going to come out the other side and be like, that's one of the best decisions I've ever made, and goddamn, I feel way better.
It really is.
I think I had this perpetual slight hangover for about 20 years where I'm just mildly inflamed. You don't really sleep well. You're not quite as motivated to get your stuff moving.
You're a little puffier.
You're a little puffier. But it's interesting how many people now, kind of at our age in our circle, have started to really cut back on the alcohol. That's actually made it a lot easier for me to not drink because that's the one interesting thing. The dynamic that it changes in your social life has been really interesting. Because there's some people that it makes them really uncomfortable that I don't drink. And I'm like, well, then we need to talk about what's going on with you, because that ain't my stuff.
And I get a lot of crap for going to bed at 9.
Yeah, and then I say, guess what? I'll call you at 4:45 when I wake up, and you can tell me how lame I am.
I'm making my super awesome breakfast.
Yeah, so I have somebody text me at 11:30 the other day, and I texted them at 5 a.m. and I was like, they're like, you up? I'm like, are you up right now? No, I'm not
right
up.
back at you.
I ain't up at 11. What are you doing? So, what's one wellness myth that you wish you could bust? of fitness?
Oh, geez. Maybe that there's one answer for everybody.
Yeah.
There's one method. There's one diet. That's a big one. Everything gets catchy. The gluten-free, and I did that for a long time. I cut gluten completely out, and I was like, oh, I feel less bloated. No, I was just eating healthier. So
you're eating more vegetables.
Yeah, I started eating vegetables. That really did force me
to eat vegetables.
to learn to cook more things. But all I said, like, there isn't one answer for everybody. There's not one workout. There's not one diet. You have to go explore yourself. If you watch any infomercial or you listen to any commercial or marketing example where it's always, this is the best. Oh, look at these case studies. Look at this person before and after, or the million Insta models and all that stuff, pushing their stuff on everybody. You have to find something that's good and works for you. I found what works for me, and that's cutting back on my drinking, eating more vegetables, and doing less vanity lifting and more functional work. And a lot of that comes with age and kind of where you're at in your life. But again, that just means you need to find what's right for you. Find someone in your life like me or Allison or someone that knows people and knows a lot about a lot of things. I'm not an expert in everything, but I can probably point you in a good direction of where you should start. And I think that's the biggest myth, is that everybody's looking for that answer. Everybody's looking for that one workout that's perfect.
Yeah.
And it's not. I guarantee you, whatever you're doing right now, you won't be doing in 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
You will modify it. You will change it out.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, CrossFit's only been around 11 years or so, and people are losing their mind over that, or have been.
Yeah.
And they're even switching. They're starting to do gymnastics and the more Olympic lifting style stuff. So everything morphs, everything's organic and changes. And as we learn every decade, it's either eat yolks or don't eat yolks. And so you got to go with the flow. There's no one answer. Yeah. And it's always going to change. It's always going to be that organic process. So just embrace that. Start learning. Just choose something. If you hate it, choose something else.
Yeah.
So it's I think that's the biggest myth, is that there is one answer for everybody, and it's not. You really have to find what's good for you. And if you can, or just kind of start that process, it'll work itself out eventually.
I think one thing that people struggle with that, because I agree, and a lot of people we've had on this have very similar thought process around that, is that when you feel like you don't know what to do, then you don't really trust yourself to test.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, I tried that and it didn't work. You actually don't give the test long enough.
Yeah.
You have a new idea that maybe you want to start Stronghorn.
Yep.
And so you do it, and you do it for 3 weeks, and you're like, this sucks. Guess what? Everything sucks for at least a month.
Yeah.
I mean, it does. If you change modality, even when I started doing gymnastics,
Yeah.
it was terrible.
No, it is. It's awful.
I mean, it's so hard.
The first time you're swinging a kettlebell, or with us, and you're just like, this is so boring. This is
and I have a bruise on my wrist.
Pull up, yeah. I'm pulling from the ground and setting it back down. Like, what is this? It's mechanics. You got to get into it. Just like with everything, it takes time. Give it a good chance. Give it a good roll.
I would say at least 6. I say 3 months bare minimum, but I say 6 months.
If you go from a quarter to maybe 6 months, God, if you don't know in 6 months, you're not going often enough.
Yeah.
You're just kind of lost. But I think, in 2 to 4 months, give something a real shot, give it a chance, and if you don't like it at the end of that time, say the 3 months is my time.
Yeah.
Give it 90 days.
Yeah.
If you don't like something in 90 days, by all means change it.
Yeah.
Move on to something else. Find something else. And I bet your journey will just kind of blend itself into wherever you need to go. And then you're blazing your own path as opposed to just trying to fit into someone else's.
Yeah, and trust how you're feeling, both body-wise and mentally, while you're doing things. If you really do not enjoy certain things, stop doing it. Like the amount of people that come to me and they're like, I don't like running. I was like, guess what? You don't have to run. I don't give 2 shits if you run. Like, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to make you do anything you don't like. Although there are things that you probably should do that maybe you don't love, like a plank.
It's a super caveat.
Like a plank.
I'm not going to make you do anything you don't want to do.
Okay, except a lot of exercises.
Okay, eat for effort though. It was strong.
So one of the things I like everybody to talk about is fitness professionals are kind of put on this pedestal by ourselves, and then
we're
also
deities,
by by
godlike
our clients that they think that we have everything together in realms of wellness and fitness.
Oh yeah.
You know, and so but then I see people in the fitness industry struggle just like everybody else struggles. And so have you had a moment where you like on your wellness or fitness path where you kind of felt like you got off track?
Oh yeah,
and
all
then
the time.
how do you kind of bring yourself back in alignment?
Yeah. Anytime it happens for me a lot on vacation and stuff like that. And even on our off week when we program our 9 weeks on and we have a week off of recovery. You know, I'll still go work out or I'll still do something, but if I have more spare time or free time on my hands, idle hands, work the devil thing. So I don't know, it's just one of those things where like when I go on vacation or I'm not in my routine, I fall out of it. I have to pull myself back in, and I love routine. I am such my dad, but I love routine, and I am a structure guy, and I like to know when I'm going to the gym, when I'm working out, when my meals are happening. Yeah. Everything's prepared. That's who I am. And so when you take me out of that, and I start going on, if I go on vacation for a week, whatever, and I come back, I'm looking forward to it because I know I enjoy it. Yeah. But it's those first couple are hard. It's like I need more caffeine or something, it's like, what am I missing here? It's one of those things, everybody struggles with it. But I tell myself it's easier to keep going than it is to start and stop. And so even when I go on vacation, even when I do stuff, I try to find healthy ways to eat, or I try to find healthy activities. I don't just sit with my pina colada on the beach. But
he's doing lunges while drinking.
But no, I'll go play volleyball
or
something.
Or go swim in the ocean.
Yeah. Fight the riptide. Give it a shot. It's just you got to stay active. You got to stay moving. And my biggest fall offs always come around either alcohol, just too much of it in my life, or well, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That is my biggest vice, and I know that, and so I constantly am checking myself and making sure that it's not such a big part of my life. Like I said, at this point in my life, my friends, they aren't raging till 2 a.m.ers. Yeah. Some are, you are. But I don't want to name names. Steven Skinner, no one. But there's some people that love to go out and they're out later than usual, or that I am, and so that's fine. It's just a matter of at this point in my life, that's not as important, so I can scale back on certain things. And my biggest vice, like I said, is not an end all be all for me. It's very much I know when I'm going to go drinking. It's when I have events or I go on the weekends and stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm okay with that. I know I'm going to be hungover. And at 38 years old, I'm hungover for 4 days. So I don't even want to look at alcohol until at least Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's good.
So that's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
I got a nice little cycle. But the hardest part is falling off like that. Especially, I think vacations are the biggest for me because it takes me out of my element and out of my routine. And that's when it's the hardest part. One, for me to start to relax. And then once I get relaxed, I have to come home and ramp back up again. Yeah.
So. And so do you have anything that kind of gets you back on track fast? Or I
force myself to immediately go work out. Yeah. That's when I show up in Austin. 9 times out of 10, I try to get a flight either with a day gap between having to go back to work, or I get in early enough where I can go, as soon as I land at the airport, I go home and then go work out. Okay. And if I can do that as soon as I get back, it just kind of starts that routine. It gets my brain oh, okay. This is back into it. We're gonna do this now. So, and it's worked really well. I haven't had any long-term fall-offs. It's usually just the vacay. Yeah.
Now we're on to the wildfire wellness round.
No, that was coming.
I know. That's why I like doing it like that. This is basically like a rapid fire section, and we're gonna just ask silly questions. What are your favorite wellness or fitness books, podcasts, or people?
Ooh, I love reading stuff from Bobby Maximus of Jim Jones.
So good.
He's just awesome inspiration.
And if you want to get strong,
he's just nuts in the head. He's totally bonkers, but incredibly inspiring. And the way that he goes about training is a lot like I like to think of it, and just it doesn't matter what you do, just do it really, really hard.
Consistently.
If you have 4 minutes go on an erg rower or go run sprints or go over the assault bike
Oh.
and do max effort for that amount of time. You'll fall over. It'll take you 30 minutes to recover,
Yeah.
and you've worked out. Like it's just whatever you do it to the absolute most intensity you can. I love his stuff. He's very good,
amazing.
and he's on day like 82 of 100 days of steak. Literally eating steak every day for 100 days. Don't go into all that dietitian
That's
stuff.
interesting.
So him, Dan Johns, or Dan John, is a throw coach, very, very famous guy, very, very successful strength coach, stuff like that. Big kettlebell guy, which is a lot of why I appreciate what he does. And let's see who else.
You can just do two. You don't have to do me, unless you think
Yeah, those are the two biggest, I guess, as far as wellness is concerned. I mean,
do you have a personal one that you like? Is there anything like personally that you like to follow, or like other topics that you like to read about?
I actually like to read about just about anything as far as wellness, and I use wellness as an encompassing term of fitness and diet and everything. And as little as I do yoga, I still enjoy learning about it. You know, and like I see that, and like, I try to find, like I said, the good and all this stuff, but I can appreciate everything whether I do it or not.
Yeah.
Even if I think it's a little bit ridiculous and you're doing a little too much balancing stuff, you know, that's cool. But I can appreciate it, and if it gets you off the couch to go do it, great. I want to know why.
Yeah.
Why are you engaging in that, and why does that keep your attention? That's the kind of stuff I like to know, so I can incorporate it in what I do.
Yeah.
And if not, at least I know somewhere else to send you. If you tell me I like balancing a lot, I say, "Ooh, I've got some places for you."
Yeah.
There you go.
What are your first and last 30 minutes of the day look like?
First 30 minutes. It depends on the day, but usually it's either eating or having some sort of something before I go teach.
What time is your first class?
6 o'clock. Well, I get there 6. It's 6:15.
What are you eating in the morning?
I usually just have a piece of fruit, maybe some nuts. That'll get me through that little bit of a start, breaks my fast, if you will. Breakfast. I don't fast. I just sleep. So that part, or just some sort of a protein shake or something if I need to. And then I teach, and that's an hour long, and then I go and I have my actual little breakfast.
Yeah.
The end of the day is usually me very lounging on the couch.
Yeah.
The last 30 minutes is, well, now that I have these damn Invisalign, it's usually me just brushing my teeth and flossing for like 20 minutes. Yeah, lots of teeth work. But it's really just, it's very much just trying to calm myself, because I teach Mondays and Wednesdays. I teach till 7, and then when I go home, I immediately eat, and then I'm in bed at 8:30. So it's very.
That's me.
I mean, I am very quickly trying to slow my body down and decompress. So.
Yeah. What's your spirit animal?
Eagle.
An eagle! Yay! Oh, and he has an eagle!
Let freedom swing, baby. Yeah, I like to fly high.
I like it.
So
You're gonna have a good answer for this, I think.
Oh,
What
great.
would you put on a t-shirt and make everybody wear?
I think one of my favorite shirts that we have is custom tailored birthday suits. That one
They
always,
have good shirt.
That one makes me smile every
Every
time
time.
I see it. I'm like, oh, I like that.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna wear that one.
What's your superpower?
Oh,
So that there's two ways you can answer this. You can
Alright.
actually say like what is something about yourself as a human that is a superpower, or you can say if you were a superhero, what your superpower would be, or you can say both.
my personal superpower is hugs.
Yeah,
Power of the hug. I'm a good hugger.
he is.
Austin's best.
And
2012.
he
running.
he smiles all the time. And
No, I do have a really, I guess, easy time finding the good, the positive, the funny. Actually, I have my mom to thank for that, because she always told me to make someone else smile every day. And that is a very selfish way of making yourself happy, because if they smile, it's kind of hard not to if you make someone else smile.
Yeah.
And
Just stay mad.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're laughing. Yeah, okay, all right. So that's, if I were to say what power I have, it's probably in the optimistic category, or positive mindset. Something I would like to have. Fly.
like an eagle. Circle back. What advice would you give to your 16-year-old self, and what advice would your 90-year-old self give to you right now?
90? Probably more yoga.
Stretch that shit out.
Stretch! Look at me hunched up. Stretch! Do yoga, kids. But as I would give my 16-year-old self is do what you want. Do what you're passionate about way earlier on. I was 33, 34 years old when I finally decided to do something I enjoyed, and that made my life so much better. Like every day is easier to find that happiness and that silver lining because I don't dread waking up any day. Yeah. When I was in software, Sunday sucked because I had Monday looming. And that was like, that whole day was ruined because the next one, like that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So doing something you actually enjoy, and at 16 years old, hell, I would have just said, stop smoking cigarettes. That's my bad Jess, you know? I think maybe from 16 to 22, when I graduated college, instead of just trying to find, the corporate ladder or whatever, I would have said, do something you actually enjoy. Because I knew then that I loved wellness. I was reading everything I get my hands on. Mm-hmm. My buddy Sean Heron, who may be on watching this, he's a trainer up in Fort Worth, and he's been doing this whole life, and I would annoy the shit out of him, just asking him everything. I took him grocery shopping in college. I was like, what do I need to buy to get big? Yeah. And he's like, all of it. Just eat everything. You're a skinny kid. Eat it all. You're 21 years old. Yeah. He's like, I was like, can I have this? He's like, yeah, that. Yeah. What can't I have? Nothing. Just eat it all. So he was actually a big influence on me way back in making sure that I was actually doing stuff, working out. But then it was just hitting the gym, buys and tries. Buys and tries and shoulder shrugs.
Come on, guys, get on it.
But yeah, definitely to my younger self at any age, it would be do something you really love and find that. And even if I had to work in something I didn't really love, I should have been at least doing something in the wellness industry way before I started.
Mm-hmm. Well, so that's it for Wellness Posse Wednesdays. But tell the Wellness Posse where they can find you, what's coming up for Stronghorn,
Well, we just had our last big event of the year, the Flip and Slide. We'll have the Horrible 100 at the beginning of next year in Q1. We'll have Friendsgiving and special work. We do our Mile of Lunges challenge.
Oh, yes, that one. That's super fun.
That'll be in October, something like that. We start with just one lap around Austin High, 400 meters, and we add a lap every week on Sunday till we're up to a mile. That's a fun one. That's no other reason than just to have a good butt. We're not raising money or anything, it's just gonna go do it. And then you can find me at Jesse John Martin, Jesse John, Facebook name, Martin, and at Stronghorn Fitness. Yeah. All those whatever.
They're all linked. We're gonna link all of that info. In the interwebs. And they do have community workouts.
Oh yeah, Saturdays at Zilker Park, 9 a.m. until they fence it off for ACL. We'll be out there.
It's super fun, and they have a good group, and it's
there's always 25 to 50. That's typically the size. It's donation based, but we'll take sweat equity. So just come out, bring a mat, some water, a dog if you want, child. They're all welcome. Bring it on. It's fun.
Well, thank you.
Of course. Up top.
High five.
Bring it in.
Bye guys. See you next week.
Thanks.